Hello guys, welcome to Go Do Macro Projects. Kindly check this application out. Now when I type anything here, okay, type anything, give it a name, and I say add, it's able to populate the table. Good. Now let's do this using React Hooks and Redux plus Tailwind. Okay, so if you want to type along with me, kindly install the following. 1. npm install Redux. 2. npm install React Redux. 3. npm install Redux DevTools extension. And 4. npm install UUID. Great. With all said and done, let's begin. Thank you very much. Let's begin by creating 3 folders in our SRC folder. We call the first one assets. Then create another one. Call it components. Then create another one and call it Redux. Good. So let's take the first one. The first one, assets. Now in this project we don't have any image or experience, so we leave it blank. We go to the second one, then we create a file in it and call it to do app.js. Good. Now with our boilerplate RAFCE, let's say instead of ordinary day, why don't we make it React.fragment? So we say got that, then let's say React.fragment. Good. So inside that we can put our div now, and then we say hello. Okay, now let's link that to the app.js to view on the screen. So we go to app.js, then we say to do app. Yeah. Import to do app. Import to do app from where? From components, and to do app. Good, that is that. Now let's check our screen. Great, we got hello on the screen, so meaning we're ready to go. Now to begin with, let's look at the structure for the application. Now we're going to have 2 tables, a small one here, then a bigger one beneath. Yeah, something like this, where we're going to have the heading for both of them. Then we have the small one to receive the inputs. Okay, the small one will receive the inputs. Good. Then the bigger one will display the inputs. I hope you get what I mean. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, so that is that, guys. I think we can begin now. Okay, so let's begin. Let's close this. Good. Now, so instead of hello, let's create a section. Good. So this section, let's call it with two tables. So let's call this one first table. First table. Yeah, that is that. So in this table, let's create a div. Good. Then inside a div, let's give it a class name. Class name. Good. Now this div will be our container. Okay. So to see what we're doing, let's bring our browser closer. So let's say bg black, let's give it a height 60, and let's give it mx, let's give it a 5. Then what again, let's make it rounded, large. Then what again, then mt10, then what again, then let's make the overflow hidden to take place for the header. Okay, so that is that. Now let's work on the header. Right here we say header. So to get a header, what do? Create a div. Good. Div. So inside the div, get our p tag, and we say populate table app. Let's give the p tag a class name. Let's say test what 2SL. No 2SL. Then what again? Let's give it test white. Then what again? And what? Let's make it uppercase. Okay, uppercase. Yeah. Then font bold. Good. Now let's give it height. So I'm gonna give a class name here. Let's give it a class name. Let's give it height h before then. Then let's bring it to the center. So we say flex and justify center. Then align items center. Okay, so that is that. Our header is ready. So next is to work on the table. Okay, so that is that. Now with the table, we go down here and we say table. So table, let's create a form. Good. So inside the form we have the table. Okay, so let's create a div first. Okay, this way. I say div. Good. So inside that we can have our form. Good. So inside the form we can have the table. Okay, table. Good. So the table, we need the table body, so we call it t body. Okay, and t body, we need inside the t body we need tr. Inside tr we need td. Good. So let's put something there. td, let's put first name. Good. Alright, table didn't appear. Okay, let's give a class name to the table. Okay, so we say class name equals, let's make it border separate. Okay, border separate. Then let's give it a width. Let's say full. Then let's give it border. Let's give it 2. Then we say border gray. Border gray 500. Okay. So yeah, that's our tail border. So nice. What do we do? Now let's look at there are TD. Okay, the TD, the first one will be first name and the second one will be an input tag. Okay, good. This way. Now, so we need to style this so that it takes the full width. So, taking the first one, let's give it a class name. Class name we can say, let's give it a border. Sorry, border. Then let's make it border gray. BORDER. Border. Sorry, gray. Oh, so sorry guys, page 500. Then what again? Let's make the text. Let's make it white. Right, then what again? Let's make it a text to center. Good. Yeah, that is that. Now let's work on the input tag too. The input tag. What do we do? Input. Here, let's give type equals what? Text. Then sorry. Then the placeholder was first name. Then class name. Good. And class name we have PL2. Then what again? Let's give it border 2, and let's give it width W. Let's make it full. Good. Then yeah, I think that is it. Let me see. Border gray 500. Yep, that's it. Yeah, guys. Think that is that. So that is that, guys. We can copy the TR 4 times. So this one will be the first name. So let's make it first name. So let's do that for other ones. Okay. Second one will be what? I don't know. I've done it already. Okay. Yeah, this is the last name. Last name. Next one will be email. Good. Email. The next one will be, how do you call it? Age. Good. Yeah, that is that. I think we are ready with the fields. Now the next one is the, how do you call it? The button. Okay. So create another TR here. So let's say button. Sorry, BUTTON. Good, button. Good. No. Take the everything off. Good. And we give it a TD. Inside the TD, let's have our button. So BUTTON. Button, then we have what? Add. Good. So our button 2, let's give it a class name and a type. Okay. We go down. Then we say give it a type equals submit. Then we give it a class name no, class name equals let's give it test white, and let's give it test center. Then what again? Let's give it bg white. Good. And test black. Yeah. Test black. Then what again? Let's make the width full. Okay. Full. Then what again? Let's give font load. Then test Excel. Then we have tracking. Let's give it wide. Good. So that is that. Now we need the how do you call it, the button to cover the full page. Okay, so we gonna go to the how do you call it, so we go to the TD, then make it goal span 2. So that is that. Our input is ready. So next thing to do is to create the next table. Next table will be needed to receive the to display the input. So to do that, we go, let's take this, make this bigger. Now let's go down here, table 2. Outside the section, I'm going to say table 2. Good. And create another section. Then good, let's create a div container. Inside that, let's give it a class name equals, let's the same thing, bg black, and let's give it height. I can copy the first one, class names, come and put it there. Okay, so here copy, come down. Good. Height, we can make it 96. Okay, let's check that out. Yeah, let's make it bigger. Okay, yeah, this thing is smaller. Okay, this one should be smaller. So let's make the first one, let's make it MD or LG. Okay, MD, let's make it MX. Margin left to right, 96. Okay, we can have it big. Good. So that is that. I think 96 is too much. So let's make the height. Where are you? Okay, let's make the height maybe 60, also 60. Let's see. Good. I think that is cool. So next, let's create the table inside. So we say, so inside that, let's create the table. So we say table. So inside the table, What do we need? We need the same, how do you call it? The same class name for the table. Why don't I copy this? Okay. Class name. Good. Okay. Yeah, so that is that. With gray. Yeah, so inside the table, let's create our T head. T head. Inside the T head, we have our TR. So we have T H. Then TH. Let's have a first name. First name. Now the first name, let's give it a class name. Okay. So class name. Let's give it what do we need? We need a border. Then we need border gray 500. Then what again? Test white. Then test center. So let's check that out. Good. Exactly what we want. Yeah. So now let's create 4 of this. So TH. Copy it. Okay. Copy it. Good. Let's check that out. Good. So that is that for the TH. So next is what? This is TH. T head. The next one will be T body. Yeah. So the next one will be what? T body. So inside the T body we have what? TR, and TR we have TD, and TD we have the same stuffs. Okay, you can just copy this from class name to first name. Okay. So from here we need everything. Class name, let's take the class name, copy, paste here. So here I can say name. Okay, good, that is that. Let's check that out. Good, so that is it. So let's copy that to 4 times. Good. Yeah, that is that. Good. So I think we are ready to go now. So next thing to do is to work on the editing. Okay, the editing, and make our app beautiful. So let's go to the top and take it from the top. Okay. So let's start with the input. The first name, let's have a type called test, placeholder, first name, class name. Okay, so that is that. The second one, test, is going to be last name. Then what again? TR, TD, TR 100, last name, change here. So last name. So we go down to next one, email. Okay. Email, then what do we do? Type email, then placeholder, The next one, age. We'll do that too. Age, type number, placeholder, age. And last one, Python. Python is okay. So that is that. Let's check it out. Good. Now next thing is to make the other inputs floats workable. Okay. So we go back and give the inputs a name and value. Okay. So we say give this one a name. Sorry. Give it a name and call it first name. First name. Then give it a value. Good. A value. Let's call it what? Data dot first name. We're going to create the state for data. Okay. So let's make the next one, which is the onChange. Good. OnChange. Let's say handle change. Okay. So we copy this and add it to all of them. Good. Name. So this one is given last name data dot last name and handle change. Okay, that is that. Go to the next one. Also, that will be name will be what? Email. Good. Then the data dot email. Good. Handle change. The next one. Name will be age. Then the value will be data dot age and handle change. So that is that. Now let's create a state for them. So we import use state. Then we can say const what? Data, set data should be equal to what? Use state, bracket what? But give us an object where we can have our first name with the value empty. Last name with the value empty. Then next one, age, value empty. Then last one is going to be what? Email. Email. Put the email here. Email value empty. Good. So next to do is to bind all the inputs. Okay. So we say binding inputs. So what do? We say const handle change should be equal to a function. Good. Where we gonna call the event. Good. Then we say we should set data. So set data into bracket. Give us an object. Give us an object. Then give us all the data back. Then give the event dot target target.name, link that with a value, event.target.value. Yeah, that is that. So to test that out, handle change. Let's call JSON and test it out. So we say call it pre-tab. Sorry. To call JSON, let's call it pre-tab. Now inside that pre-tab, yeah. Now this pre-tab we call JSON inside. Okay, so let's say JSON.stringify into bracket data. So let's check our screen. We can see data over here. So anything we type here should appear in the respective places. So we say name, you can say this, you can see that. Okay, so age, number. Okay, we can see that our inputs field is working. Okay, so that is that with the data binding. The next to bind is the button. Okay, so let's go to do that too. So the button, let's go to the button. We have type is submit, so confirmed. Let's go up and add an on submit to the form. Go to the form here. So we say on submit. On submit equals, let's call it handle submit. So we create a function for handle submit. So we say handle submit. So inside handle submit. Submit. Okay. So inside having some, we say const handle submit. Good. So that inside we say event dot prevent default. Good. To test that out, let's say alert what data. So let's try that out. So after we type something here, okay, type something here, we can say good, alert, it alerts the data, which is the object that we're saying. So our button tool is working. So now we're ready for Redux. So to begin Redux, let's close all this. Go to our Redux folder. Over here, we'll create a file and call it store.js. Then inside that, the Redux folder, let's create another file and call it root reducer.js. Now inside the same folder, the Redux folder, let's create another folder and call it to do Redux. So inside the to do Redux folder, let's create 3 files. First one, let's call it to do dot action types .js. Good. Now let's create another file in the same folder and call it to do dot actions.js. Now let's create another file and call it to do dot reducer, okay, .js. Okay, so that is that. Now let's take action types. Let's begin with action type. So the action types, we say export const what, let's call it load data. Good. Equals the same name, load data. Okay, so that is that for the action types. Now let's go to the next one, actions. So with the actions, what do we do? Let's import action types. Okay, so we say import what, load data from get action to do action types. So next is to create the action. So we say export const load data small letters. Okay, load data equals to what? Equals to a function. Good. Now inside the function, should return what? Return a type called what? Load data. Comma, then give it a payload. Let's call the payload data. Okay, then we give this place to data. So that is that. Our actions is also ready. So next, what do? We go to do.reducer. Okay, so first thing to do, we import the action type again. So we go copy it, then we just go paste it there. Good. So that's that. Now let's create a key in the store. So we say export const, let's call it to do key. Let me do it this way. To do key equals to do store. Good. That is that. Now let's create an initial state. So we say let initial state equals empty array. Good. Next, we can say export const to do reducer should be equal to what? Equal to a function. Then inside the function we can have a state equal to what? The initial state, comma, action. Good. So what next? Now let's say let the type, comma, payload be equal to the action, the distraction. So next, our switch statement we can say is switch type. Good. So switch type, let's take a case that is what? Load data. When it's load data, what should we do? Then return what? Return new to do. So return new to do. So creating a state for new to do, we say let new to do equals to what? Give us all the state back. Good. Then after that we can say new to do dot push to bracket action dot payload. Okay, so that is that. Now let's create our default state. So we say default return state. So our to do reducer is ready. So now let's link that to the root reducer. Okay, so we need to so that is that. We need to go to the root reducer. Good. Then we say import what? To to do reducer. Again, that's been imported. So next is to import what? Import combine reducers. Good. From where? Redux. Good. That is that. So now we can go down and say let root reducer equals combine reducers to bracket. Let's link the key, which we are saying is to do key with the value to do reducer. Okay, so that is that. Now finally we can export our root reducer. So we say export root reducer. Now the key, the to do key, I didn't import it, so let me do that. So comma to do key, there is also in the to do reducer. Okay, so that is that for the root reducer. So next is the store. We need to import the root reducer in the store. So we go to the store and we say import what? To do, sorry, import root reducer from root reducer. That. So next we import create store, create store, create store from where? From Redux. Good. Next we also import what? Compose with what? Dev tools from Redux dev tools extension. Good. So that is that. We can go down and say let store be equal to create store into bracket. We have our root reducer, comma what? Compose with dev tools. Yeah, compose with dev tools. Good. So our store is ready. Let's export it. So we say export what? Store. Now export the store to where? To the app.js. Okay, we go to app.js, then we import the store. So we say import store from where? From Redux, then from store. So that is that. We also need to import provider from React Redux. So that is that. Now let's call the provider and wrap it around the component. So we say provider. Good. Then inside the provider we have our store equals store. Now let's cut that and send it down. Good. So that is that. Our app.js is also ready. Now let's check our screen to see if there's any complaint. Great, we got no complaint. It means we are ready to go. You can check our store too. Good, everything is ready. Good. So what we need to do now is to link the store to the component. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Let's close all this. We don't need, yeah, we only need the app dot to do dot app. So above, let's import what's the name, use selector, come on, and use dispatch being ATCH. Good. From where? From React Redux. So that is that. Let's initialize the dispatch. So we say initialize dispatch. We say const dispatch equals to use dispatch. Good. So that is that. Our dispatch is ready. So what are we dispatching? Now we go to down here again. Instead of alert, we need to dispatch here. So we say dispatch what? Dispatch load data. Now where is load data? Load data can be found in the actions. Okay. Yeah, this load data. We need to dispatch this load data. So here we go. Good. Now we say dispatch load data into bracket. Now give us an ID. Okay. An ID, let's say is UUID v4. Good. So we import UUID v4. Okay. Let's do that quick before we forget. So we say import v4 as UUID v4 from where? No, from UUID. So that is that. So ID is ready. So now ID is ready. We say, come on. Next is the, let's call it data item. Now the data item we say is the data. Okay, so we're going to dispatch the data, the ID and the data item. Okay. So how do we check that? Let's see. Okay, so let's check it out. Let's check the browser and type anything. There is complaint. Load data is not what? It's not defined. We didn't import load data. Sorry. So we say import what? Load data from where? From no. Yeah, from Redux. Then from to do Redux. Then it's in the dot actions. Yeah, to do that action. So that is that. Let's see. There's no complaint. So let's put anything there and see if we can get our data in the store. Good. So I've clicked send. Now let's check our store. Good. We can see we got data in the store, guys. We got data. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is what? Link the be able to view the store on the component. Okay, so let's go back, then see how to view the store in the component. So we say, let's go we say view store. Okay, so sorry, view store. Oh, come on. View store. Now we say const const view, let's call it view to do. View to do, okay. View to do equals to what? Use selector into bracket, that gives us a function. Okay, good. So inside that we can say should return what? The state with a key, which is we calling to do key. So we have the state, sorry, small letters, state. Good. So next thing to do is to what? Import the to do key. Okay, let's go import it. So we say, put it here. We say import what? To do key. To do key from where? From good. From to do key is in Redux. Then to do Redux. Then to do reducer. Okay, so that is that. And let's check our screen. There's any issue. No issue. To check that out, okay, the view store, we need to check it out using JSON. So we say view to do. Okay, so let's call view to do. So I just copy that. Instead of data, we say view to do. So view to do. So let's check that. So when I say I run it and I put something there, see for now it's empty. So when I put anything there, and I say send, you can see the data on the screen. Okay, so our view to do is working. So what we need to do is to what? Map this data into this table. Okay, so let's see how to do that. We go down to the table. Where are you, table? Good. So this table is the header. Okay, so let's get to the body. Good. So our body is ready. We can cut this off the tr. We cut it. Then we say we call our JSS. Then we say view to do dot map to bracket to give us a function. Good. So that will return what? Good. Return our data. Okay, so let's put our data there. Good. So our data is ready. So over here we can call it item. Good. So our data, we can see our tr. Let's give it a key. We say key equals item dot id. So that is that. Next, we need to call our first name. What we're going to say is going to be what? Item dot data item dot first name. Good. So the same thing, we just copy for the rest. Copy, paste. Okay, so this is going to be last name. This is going to be email. And this is going to be age. So that is that. Let's check our screen again. Good, we got data. So that is that, guys. Now anything I type, we can say it loads. And so let's take this thing off pre tag off. Take our pre tag off. Good. Then change our background. Good. Pre tag, where are you? Come on. Pre tag. Look. So this comments our pre tag. Then change our background. Instead of black, we can say BG indigo 900. Good. Copy that. Then we give to the second table too. So that is that. Can check our screen now. Good. So that is that, guys. Finally, let's clear the screen. Okay. After populating, we need to clear the screen. So let's go do that. So we go and clear the screen. So after dispatching, over here after dispatching, we can go down. Handle so const to visit. So we go down here and then we say set data. Set data. Data should give us what? An object. And inside the object, we go copy this ones again. Okay. Can put them inside. Good. So that is that. We can check that out. So when I say add, it's the screen plus. Yeah, so that is that. So that is that, guys. Thank you so much for sticking through. Don't forget to do good. Catch you in the next one. We say peace.